Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Sea Life 6. If you're new here, please remember to hit that subscribe and notification button so you can get notified every time a new video comes out. So, how are you? It's been a minute. Sorry, in the background, if you hear a little craziness going on, I have a cat that's going a little crazy right now. Okay. And you can running by. So let's catch up. What's been going on with you guys? I've been gone for like almost 2 months now. Yeah, I took a little bit of a hiatus once we moved to kind of get situated, and I just needed a little bit of a break. A lot of things were happening at one time that we're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna talk about what happened, where we're going, and just what's gonna be new with the channel. So let's take it back to September where we last left off. So I did my last video in September, and then literally right after that video, the night of my birthday, which was actually a couple days later, I don't want to say the night that the video aired, a couple days later when my birthday was, on my way home, I wound up getting into not a major car accident, a minor car accident with boys and I involved, with the boys in the van. It involved a deer. We had a deer jump out while I was going down the road, and unfortunately I went in a head-on collision with the deer because he didn't like walk out, or he was already there. The thing literally jumped, like it looked like Santa Claus's reindeer trying to take off. He jumped out of the woods that was right by the side of the road and just landed directly in front of the car, and I hit him dead on. She did a 360 and landed dead on the side of the road. Like, that thing died before it even hit the ground, unfortunately. The boys, like I said, boys are fine. I was fine. I wasn't going that fast. I was only actually probably doing maybe 35, 40 miles an hour because I just came out of my parents' driveway, headed down the road. My parents live on a road that's notorious for deer running during the season, so I've known to kind of watch out for it. However, I will have to say that since my parents have lived there for over 20 years, this is the first time I've ever hit a deer. So I'm pretty proud of myself. Like, it's the first time I've ever hit one. So we had to go through the motions with getting the car fixed and, you know, getting car seats replaced, which you will be getting a video of their car seat replacement and which car seats I wound up going with, because something else kind of played into the whole car seat situation. So we had to get a rental vehicle, and we had to take that car to the shop, and once they got in there, they realized there were some other things that had to get fixed. So there was like some supplemental things the insurance had to do, which I have USAA. I completely love. I not only have them for banking, I have them for our insurance as well. They're hands down the best insurance company I've ever dealt with. I've gone shopping and I've had some other insurances companies before, just to get a little cheaper of a rate, and I tell you what, I rather take a little bit of a higher, not even a rate, I take a little bit of higher payment for what they do for us, because we had them for our landlord insurance, we had them for our renters insurance policy on our house here in military housing, and we also had them for our vehicles. So we had multiple different coverages with them. We also have like valuable insurance for like our rings and like really expensive things that we own. We have insurance for stuff like that we have, and they've just always been fantastic. Like I said, I've tried going with other insurance companies before, and I just sadly was not happy with things when things came about. So kind of during that weeks of the car accident that happened. So my birthday was September 21st. That night I got into a car accident. I had gone and spent the weekend with my family, and unfortunately, upon coming home that night, waking up the next morning, I woke up to then realize that I had gone grocery shopping on Friday night before my birthday. So only 2 days before my birthday, I'd gone grocery shopping, and then I came back home to visit my family, to be with them for my birthday. And when I got home, I didn't go to the fridge or anything. The boys, when I got home, we went straight upstairs, took showers, went to bed. The next morning, came downstairs, and the entire fridge was completely kaput. Now, if you're on my social media, you've already known this. You've known this for over a month now. So the fridge was completely dead, and it was about $500 worth of food because I went full-blown grocery shopping, and we're a family of 6, and when I go full-blown grocery shopping, I'm going for the month, not just for, you know, a week or 2 at a time. I'm going for the month. So we had a lot of food that was in the fridge, things I was getting ready to meal prep for the week, and all of that was gone. Unfortunately, like the fridge wasn't just like a little bit warm, it was hot because apparently must have kicked off as soon as I left for the weekend. So we wound up having to come back to a fridge of food we couldn't eat, and then we had military housing getting involved. They tried fixing it, and then they told me, oh yeah, it's fixed, and within 48 hours, and we buying new groceries. Nothing like buying a whole new round of groceries. Thankfully, it was not the non-perishable stuff I had to rebuy, just the perishable items in the refrigerator. I wound up coming back home, putting all the food back in the fridge, only for it then to once again kick off that night, and I lost the fridge full of food again. Now, I was trying to hold off. USAA has an amazing policy with their renter's insurance, saying that there is a one-time, like once a year, within your policy before it's renewed, you do a one-time like food spoilage, $500 food spoilage allowance. You don't have to do a deductible. If for something happens, they cover it. So I called my insurance company, I told them what was going on, and they did cover it. So thankfully I wasn't out even more money, because housing, unfortunately, and I'm still in a battle with them, is refusing to cover the food, even though they should be covering it, as their appliance is the one that was faulty even after they tried to fix it. So then after they fixed it for the second time, literally within hours of me getting groceries and putting them in the fridge, it conked off. So housing wound up coming, giving us a temporary fridge, because if you didn't know, everything else with the coronavirus, appliances are on short demand. I already knew this for myself, only because the sun just went like behind clouds and it just got really dark in here. The only reason I knew there was an appliance shortage was because of the fact that we had put our home in North Carolina that we had been renting and had tenants in for the last 5 years up for sale, and they needed an upgrade in appliances. We hadn't upgraded appliances just because we had tenants in there, and I'm not putting brand spanking new appliances in with tenants that, unfortunately, the last few tenants we had completely destroyed the house anyway, which is why I didn't put new appliances in there. Appliances worked great, there's nothing wrong with them, they just did need an upgrade. So we wound up doing something with our buyer, which we gave them an appliance allowance, because if we would have just went and bought appliances, it wouldn't have been in time for the buyer to buy the house anyway. It would have been over like when we sold the house, and at that point the person that bought our house just wanted to decide on their own appliances. So I already knew there was an appliance shortage. I knew it was going to take a little bit of time. They guaranteed me the fridge would be here in 2 weeks. Well, guess what? It's a month and a half later, still no fridge. And we've had even our temporary fridge. They are checking out wiring now, everything in the house. There's an issue with the temporary fridge they brought us, which, by the way, this is a broken temporary fridge they bought us. I had to exchange storage bins in the old fridge because they didn't even have bins in this fridge for me to use to put food in. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But I have a fridge that works. It's conked out a couple times on me. And that's because I think that the refrigerator they have is drawing too much power and it's flipping the breaker. So we're getting that fixed and worked out. And it's been crazy. So I went from getting in a car accident, having the fridge issue, and then we also wound up having the dishwasher that there was a clog that got into the dishwasher and it overflowed. So I came in one afternoon from playing out at the park to coming in, and I had a flood in the kitchen. It's just been kind of like a ramble of like a lot of things that's happened at one time all of a sudden. It's like, what's going on? But I will say, you know, even with the things that have happened, dealing with getting the issues fixed has still been a lot better than in the last rental we had. You know, one day, Cousin's not going to be in the military anymore. He's going to be retired, and we are going to be in our own home, dealing with our own problems, and it's going to be glorious. Until then, we're just going to have to suck it up, right, and deal with it. But yes, the dishwasher flooded the kitchen. I had to clean that up. I've had the maintenance man in here so many times. We're on a first name basis. Like, I laugh, ask him if he wants coffee, comes in. There's been a lot of late nights that he's been here till like 7, 8, 9, almost 10 o'clock at night trying to fix things. One of the exhaust fans in the bathroom stopped working. They replaced that immediately. So, and the fridge thing is obviously very frustrating because I want a fully working fridge that's not broken. I mean, I don't even have an ice maker. The ice maker in this fridge is broken, so I don't even have ice that I can put in drinks. I got this little ice trays that I'm getting. So again, I have something that's functional. It's working. I want a better fridge, of course, but right now we have something that's working. So that was kind of the rapid fire things that happened, which is why like the first month like the first month from like the end of October into the like mid month of September where my birthday was into like the mid of October, I was just not making videos just because there was so much happening all at one time. And then there was just a lot going on with getting the kids situated now, with getting their doctor set up and doctor's appointments and therapy appointments set back up, that like it really was taking me a little bit of time to get back into a routine of having doctor's appointments and therapy appointments multiple times a week, that I'm going to have to kind of work around my scheduling with video recording. You know, when everything stopped in March, it was no longer in-person appointments, it was virtual appointments. So we've gone from virtual appointments to back to in-person. So it was just a little bit of a, you know, a scheduling thing for me. And then I just needed a break. It was like doing a lot. I had all the kids homeschooling. We started homeschooling. We were in a soccer league that we were doing. When we first moved here, we jumped right into doing soccer when we got here. Just getting to know our new neighbors and getting to the new community. Adjusting again after having daddy home for about 30 days and then him having to go do that last little bit on his tour with the sub in Groton. You know, getting back into, okay, it's just me doing things. Thankfully, you know, I'm closer to my family. I'm within an hour drive of my family. So that has been a blessing, that I can kind of go there when I need a break, a mental break, and be like, take your grandchildren before I lose my mind. Because even with me, I feel like I get this all the time. I get asked, you know, oh, you're just so happy all the time, you're loving life, you know, you're homeschooling, like you don't have a care in the world. That is not true. And I really hope if you're watching this and it's looking like, oh, her life is perfect, it's all together, I have breakdowns just like everyone else. Yep, I do. I had a big breakdown the week of Halloween, just, you know, me getting in my feelings of, you know, getting back into, you know, single mom routine. Granted, I am married. I am not a full-time single mom in the sense that I'm not married. I don't have a spouse. However, I have a spouse that does not help. Not because it doesn't want to, because it can't. So single, yes. Oh, hello, kitty. Hello, can you get down? Thank you. That is single momming it, like that's single parenting. And while I am still closer to my family, it's not like an everyday thing where, you know, they can step in every single day if I need help. It's still one of those things where we have to plan because I am an hour away. It's where we chose to live. And I get a lot of questions from people going, well, why didn't you just live closer to your family? Well, that just has to do with a lot of logistics of stuff. Like, there wasn't anything on the rental market at the time when we were due to transition that fit our needs within our budget. And I'm not one of those people that are going to be, one, house poor. I've lived that life having to deal with not having a tenant in our house when we were, you know, having our home in North Carolina. When Hurricane Florence hit, we had a tree that went through the house. So we had a good chunk of time where we did not have a tenant in the house fixing things because of the hurricane, and it hurt because we have a rent that we were paying to live somewhere else, whether we're on military housing or off base. We still have to pay rent regardless of where you're living. Like, people seem to think that just because we're in military housing, that means we don't pay rent. That's not true. Rent is still paid. You're just paying it back to the military. It doesn't come to you and then you pay a third party. Like, you don't pay your mortgage and you don't pay another rental. The military is just taking that money back to live in base housing. So we were paying our rent and then paying a mortgage on top of that. Unfortunately, this also came at a time where I had to stop working when I went back to work because we had pulled Weston out of school to homeschool. And it was just, it's a lot when you're one family income, and a lot of people know you can only stretch money so far, and that's stressful as it is. So there just wasn't anything on the market, and we needed something that we weren't going to be house poor in, and we weren't going to be paying for something that did not fit our needs. The military housing offered us something for the amount of the size that we needed for our family, and within a budget, obviously, that we could work with. So we chose to go ahead and live on military housing. Just that meant living a little bit away from my family. And again, I'm not so far away that it's not worth a day trip. Like, there's been times where I've hopped in the car in the morning, gone, hung out with my family, and then been back before 9 o'clock at night. It just kind of depends on the day, depends on what we're doing. But, you know, then I have brothers and sisters that all work. So again, it's just like the whole dynamic of life, you know. And we're all not just sitting at home just raising babies. So just a lot of things that made it to where we had to move on base, basically. There you go. There was no other options. We had to live on base. Buying a house was not an option. We couldn't find anything that we wanted. Again, with the sun going away. Couldn't find anything that we wanted for a rental within a good distance in a good, just in a nicer area. And we didn't just want to pay out the butt for a house we didn't like. And Military Housing offered us a house that we liked just a little bit farther away. So continuing on off that little tangent of why we didn't live closer, also while all this was going on from September until now, we sold our house in North Carolina. We decided after we had a tenant do like a midnight move out on us, because he thought that since he could purchase a home, that meant he didn't have to live up to his obligations on his lease, which that's not how it works, guys. Please, if you're looking at renting, make sure you know what renting is all about, because you can't just move out whenever you want. You have to be upheld to a lease. Regardless, it wound up being a blessing in disguise, because the market is so hot right now with buying and selling homes that it was really something that worked out in our benefit. I wound up actually going to North Carolina for less than 72 hours. North Carolina friends, please don't be mad at me. I literally had no time to meet up with anybody. It was a very last minute thing. I went down there because we were having a hard time getting vendors to come as quickly as we were trying to get this house on the market, to come do some things. So you know what? Your girl put her big girl pants on, and I drove down there, and I wound up fixing a whole bunch of stuff in the house, a lot of last minute things, some cosmetic things that needed to be fixed. I wound up like repainting our back porch that we had. It was like a 10 by 15 back deck. Pretty much repainting all of the kitchen cabinets that were in the house, repainting the bathroom cabinets. Our very first house we've ever owned, we bought when I was 19, my husband was 21, and it was a little over 1,000 square feet, 1-car garage rancher with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It was open concept, but in order to get it market ready, because the market is such a hot market, I needed to do those kind of last minute things, and it really worked out to our benefit, because the house wound up selling or going under contract in about 72 hours. So right after I did that, like I said, the house went under contract, and we were doing all the things with the contract. There were a lot of bumps, a lot of hiccups in this selling process, not on our end, but the buyer's end. Unfortunately, our buyer did not have the most competent agent, which also, if you're on my social media, you will also know that I'm studying to get my real estate license. Like I said, your girl's a jack of all trades over here. Getting my real estate license is something I've wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm finally gonna do it. As like my husband comes on to shore duty, well, I'll have the opportunity to do a part-time real estate thing, something I have honestly been wanting to do since he and I first went through the whole process. You know, back in 2009 when we bought our first home, I fell in love with the whole real estate thing, and I really wanted to be doing it, but other things in life came up. However, now I'm studying for my real estate license, so there's just a lot of things that I'm kind of talking a little fast that have happened in the last 2 months. It's crazy almost. We wound up selling the house. We got asking price for the house appraised for asking price. Like I said, a couple of hiccups on the buyer side from not having an agent that I don't even think really cared. Unfortunately, if there was a way that we could have made that this agent wouldn't have gotten paid, I would have preferred it that way, because the agent didn't do its job. My agent wound up doing both of their jobs, and I think it's crazy that they had to split the commission, but laws, they are what they are. So yeah, it's just all the things, guys, doing all the things. Now I'm back, I'm ready to go, I'm fresh faced, I'm excited, fresh hair. As you can tell, the last time you saw me, I had blonde hair, which, you know, I know I'm probably gonna get people going like, what did you go blonde for if you just want to go back to black? So here's that. Love the blonde hair on me. I thought it looked great. However, trying to upkeep that with 4 small children, not ideal when daddy's not home. So definitely something I'm gonna try again once my husband is here. He's settled. But honestly, me just trying to get to a salon, to get an appointment, to get my hair done, with the upkeep of blonde. Like I said, I loved it, and the girl that did my hair did a phenomenal job on that, because I went through a 2-year struggle where nobody could do my hair. But unfortunately, just because we're back in a situation where I'm back momming it by myself, it just, the upkeep, I can't do the upkeep right now. And I was starting to look a hot mess with it really grown out and the blonde was getting dingy, and it was too much. So went back to the Au Naturel, the OG, my favorite color. Yeah, my natural black hair, and it's gonna be here for a while. I mean, I think it looks good. Right? I think it looks I think it looks fine. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. This is how I am. But yeah, it's just been a journey. So now that you know what happened and why I wasn't there for 2 months, I'm so sorry. Thank you to those who reached out to me, who are my subscribers. They're like, hey, where have you been? We missed your videos. That really meant a lot for me, especially being that I'm not from like a huge platform. I'm still growing my platform. That really did mean a lot. But yeah, your girl's coming back and she's better than ever. And there's a few things that I'm going to start doing that's a little differently. So I hope that you like it if you're a loyal subscriber. I definitely don't want to lose any followers, but a couple of things that I'm kind of doing new and I feel like it's something that I wanted to do and I've said, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then just didn't do it. Is I'm not turning this channel into a straight vlogging channel. I am, however, going to be updating more of like our everyday life on here. So more of a vlog type thing. It's not going to be 100% vlogs. I'm going to still have my homeschool tips and my homeschooling, you know, tricks and like my homeschooling videos. That is the main portion of my platform, or families that are looking for homeschool education stuff, looking for reviews. I do want to start reviewing more. And I've said this before, I really want to start like broadening and getting more homeschool curriculums under my belt to give you more of a unbiased view of it. I want to start reviewing more homeschool curriculums because there's thousands of curriculums out there, and just to give you other options, because Mel, I might use Masterbooks and love it, and I might use Time for Learning and love it, but it might not be a right fit for your family. And I really want to be someone who is inclusive and is giving an unbiased review, and it's not just, well, I use this and you should use this because I use this. I don't want to do that. I want to give you an opinion saying, hey, this is what I liked about it, this is what I didn't like about it. I mean, I do the same thing with Masterbooks. I can tell you the good, bad, and the ugly with Masterbooks, the good, bad, and the ugly with Time for Learning. So I am going to keep my homeschool base there. I will have videos at least once a week, hopefully coming out with homeschool videos. But then I'm also going to throw in more of a vlog style video. So I'll have 2 videos a week coming out. One will be more with the homeschooling stuff. I'm going to have more of a vlog type thing. And then I'm also going to have, because I'm a jack of all trades, more of a just like everyday adulting things that we're into. So I'm also not only going to have like a vlog style, but I'm also going to have a budget / organization side to my channel. So that's going to be the 3rd video I'm going to be uploading. Now the 3rd video might not be a weekly video. It might be like 1 to 2 videos a month with the budget and the organizing thing. If, like I said, if you're on my social media, you know your girl loves to organize on a budget. I'm the kind of person that has to have things organized or I don't function correctly. I really wish I could function with more chaos in my life. I have a lot of chaos in my life, but I don't function well when that chaos is not organized, which is why I do still hard planners. I like hard notebooks to write things down. I'm still not one of these people that have like, if you go into their phone, who they're like, they have everything in their phone. I'm very much an old school pen and paper kind of girl. I carry around a pen and paper in my bag with me at all times. You'll find one, like a pen and paper, in different various spots of the house. I like to write things down. So I'm going to be doing more of that, like more of just organization and budget friendly things. I'm going to be doing a vlog style thing, and then I'm going to be doing my homeschool thing. And I hope that it's kind of just, I want to expand my base to meet needs of everyone. That way, maybe if you're not a homeschooler, you know, you don't like those homeschool videos, but you like my organizational videos. And I'm just really excited about the rest of the year. And I know I've said this before, we kind of talked about it before, of my plans, but then like I said, the plans got derailed just because of I needed that 2-month break of just a lot of craziness happening at one time. So I hope you enjoyed today's video of me kind of giving a little bit of an explanation. Look for those weekly videos of homeschool, weekly videos of vlogging, and then I'll be throwing in an organizational video every now and then. I love you all so much. Thank you for being a part of my community, and I will see you on the next video.